Let's move on to the second off the top topic is this. And I meant to talk about this yesterday, but I simply ran out of time. So, as many of you know, on the long list of movies that Warner Brothers and DC have announced that they're doing movies of that eventually just fall by the wayside, one of them, of course, was the movie with Ray Fisher. It was going to be Cyborg. They announced that they were developing a standalone Cyborg movie. Cyborg was actually pretty well received in Justice League. There, for all the flack that Justice League got, there are some shining spots that a lot of people did enjoy. And I think Ray Fisher's portrayal of Cyborg was definitely one of those things that people liked. But as you know, one of the things that they announced at some point was, we're doing a Cyborg movie, and now that thing pretty much seems to be gone. Anyway, actor Ray Fisher was recently asked about that, and asked about whether or not a Cyborg movie could indeed still happen. And he sounds pretty pessimistic, and there's a reason why he sounds pretty pessimistic. Here's what Ray Fisher had to say. The guy who plays Cyborg said, I can't comment on that, the status of Cyborg, specifically because, well, they don't tell me anything until the very last minute. There's a ton of people making those kinds of decisions behind the scenes. And it would be a very, very costly movie to make because it's so CGI heavy with Cyborg. Because I'm the only member of the league that's not in a practical costume. You're going to be looking at $200 million just to make it. So it's one of those things you just have to take into consideration. The key line here is this. You're going to be looking at $200 million just to make it. Look, I liked Cyborg in Justice League. It wasn't my favorite character in Justice League, but I liked the character in Justice League, and Ray Fisher, I thought, did a very good job in it. I would be curious to see a Cyborg movie, but there is no way in hell, if you're a studio executive, that you can greenlight a $200 million Cyborg movie. There's just no way. With Justice League just climbing over $600 million, and you're looking at a Cyborg movie that at minimum would have to hit that to break even. You're probably looking at a Cyborg movie that would have to get north of $550 million just to break even. Is a Cyborg character going to do that? I don't think so. Is it possible? Hell yeah, it's possible. It is possible, but it's unlikely. Cyborg, by far, amongst the average movie-going audience, is the least well-known character out of any of the characters that appeared in Justice League. I think that's safe to say. Far more people amongst the average movie-going audience know who Aquaman is. They know who The Flash is. They know who Batman is. They know who Wonder Woman is. They know who Superman is. Not all of them know who Cyborg is. So that's a tough one right there. To greenlight a $200 million movie seems problematic at best. So unless they can come up with a way to make that movie a hell of a lot cheaper, like at least 150 or less, I don't know that we're ever going to see this movie made. But I mean, who knows? Maybe Aquaman comes out, makes $900 million. Shazam comes out, makes $850 million. Wonder Woman 2 comes out, makes $1 billion. Maybe then it doesn't look so far-fetched to make a Cyborg movie. But those are some very, very, very big numbers that is pretty unlikely is going to happen. So we're just going to have to wait and see how all that turns out.